Alrighty, hey everybody, welcome. We'll be admitting people to the call as you guys are all jumping on. I shouldn't say I. We are very excited about March. I hope you guys all caught the scoop on what day was that? Sunday? That was yesterday. Was that the first? Yeah, that was the first. From the ambassador community page and all the cool incentives, and just March is going to be epic. I was so excited for you guys to find out the scoops on everything. So, oh man, we've had an incredible Rising Leaders Retreat. Congratulations to everybody that earned that, and cannot wait for you guys to hear the takeaways and things that we're going to share here in a little bit. I would love to hear your wins and learns, not just me, Justin too. We would love to hear your wins and learns. So shout it out in the comments, please. And if this is your very first team call, I'm actually doing a giveaway of some of our lovely skin health sample products so you can try it out. So if you have someone on, remind them in the comments, or if you want your people to pop on, go remind them to jump on the call and comment in the comment section that they are a brand new, this is their first, very, very first team call. So, all right. I'm going to go over some stats really quick, just for funsies. All right, you guys getting busy in the chat? If you're new, pipe in, and then we want to hear wins and learns. So whatever, even if it was a tiny little win that you had from last month, we want everybody to be celebrating, thinking about what they're grateful for, reflecting on the previous month, and then obviously we'll make some goals for this month. Okay, so team stats wise, we had 168 new VIPs. Also, February was an incredibly short month. Kudos, you guys. We ended up shanking out pretty well, especially for being on a trip at the last of the month, and everybody, coming home and basically crash landing into end of month things, and also not having any days after the 28th to, those are really crucial days for our business, So anyways, February, it was a short glitzy month, but you guys still rocked it. We had 3 senior silvers. So if you had a senior silver rank up, please shout them out in the comments. And we had 6 silvers. So I wanted to just mention Andrea Cherry went senior silver. Janelle Bontico is her sponsor. So kudos to both of you guys. Lori Combs also went senior silver, who's under Katie Durand. And Logan Henry went senior silver, who is under Lori Combs. So major congrats, you guys. You guys are well on your way to earning Icon by developing a senior silver. Jan, Katie, and Lori. And then Amy had Wendy Rose that went silver. Fast Start silver. Singali Sakafali under Brenda Sakafali went silver. Olivia Ekman under Wendy went silver. And let's see, Lisa Annis under Rachel Harrison went silver. Casey Hudgens under Katie Durand went silver, and so did Kimberly Patrick under Lisa Edgman. So I think most of those were Fast Start silvers and senior silvers also, which is incredible. So way to go on all those doubled bonuses. All right, I'm going to share with you guys the plan, and I don't think I even mentioned this to Jules yet because my day has been crazy. It's been a Monday, but it's all good. So this is what I am recommending. If you've worked this business for any length of time and you have already read some basic network marketing books, I want you guys to revisit or go read 10X is Easier Than 2X. Okay, we've done this book before, but we're getting back. I don't know. I just feel like a real big, there's a need for personal growth. If you're in network marketing, you have to be actively growing yourself, growing your skills, growing your knowledge. And so I just want to refocus us back to, if you're not reading, 5 to 10 pages of a personal growth book per day, I want to recommend it. Okay, so 10X is easier than 2X. So grab that from Amazon or get it off your shelf. And then for those of you who are brand new, Justin and I and many of the leaders on this team would not be where we are at by just our own skills. Like seriously, we started learning about the industry of network marketing. And I snagged a few off the shelf. This is not a comprehensive list, but this is Build to Last. This is probably the most recent network marketing book that I've read. I still want to read Sarah Robbins' newest book. So if any of you have read her book or want to put a little book review in the comments, in the title. I can't remember the title of it. But anyways, Keith Callahan's was fantastic. I love, even 11 years into this business, I love going back and just reading or rereading basic network marketing books because it refreshes my memory. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that part, you know? So Built to Last, GoPro is like a very famous network marketing book. Millionaire by Halftime is another one that we read originally, like very early on. And I think this is Justin's very favorite one, right?
Yeah, probably one of them.
The Greatest Networker in the World. And it's in story form. So if you like stories, allegories,
it's really good.
It's a great one. Okay.
Really good.
Alrighty. So a little book recommendation there. And okay, so the flow, I don't want to forget anything here. Okay, so personal growth. Again, if you're just hopping on, I'm doing a giveaway if you're brandy new. So make sure you comment that it's your very first team call. All right. Flow for March. Okay, and this is what Jules don't even know about yet. So reading this book and also just remembering the premises of this book means we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So what we're going to do is we are going to plug into the corporate calls this month. And here's why. One, I don't think we need to be reinventing calls because there's already ones being hosted. And I know there's a few gaps that we're missing on our team because we do like a Tuesday call, but it's not necessarily geared for very new brand new VIP customers. And we're not doing like an onboarding call with any regularity. And there's a weekly one every single week. So every Monday, there is a Meet Plexus, which I was on. So I'm going to encourage you guys to get in the flow this week. And I have a graphic that'll pop in the chats once Justin starts talking. That just has it lined out. So you can see it and you can pop it into your calendar so you don't miss those. This is also a great thing for you because as you jump on those calls to listen, you're going to also invite your new VIPs or like the Meet Plexus call. You're going to get your brand new brand ambassadors or people joining for the business on that call. So it's going to force IPA every single day throughout the week as we're inviting to those calls. So the Meet Plexus is 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern on Mondays. Tuesday, there's a VIP orientation at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 Eastern. Wednesday and Thursday, it's basically live training in the Plexus Academy page. There's a business one with Marianne. She's amazing at 7 p.m. And then Thursday, there's one with Melissa Eichenhorst about inviting guests. So it's very tangible training if you are working this business. So that's what Wednesday and Thursday are. But Monday and Tuesday is basically for new people. And also, I'd encourage you to jump on because if you're not jumping on, probably your people aren't, even if you're telling them to, you know. And it also gives you motivation to be like, hey, I'm on. Are you guys on? All right. So utilize that. Also, we are not going to be doing Tuesday calls at 7 on like this month. Okay. And here's why. Eric Worre is doing Monday icon calls for people that are hardcore working this business. So there's no reason to like create all these calls and then everybody's just on calls and not actually working, you know? So our thought is instead of adding more calls to the week, let's just simplify it and say, you know what? Eric is an expert in the industry. Let's all jump on his calls. If you missed the first two, go back and re-listen to them. They're recorded and they're amazing. They're excellent and you will learn from those. So that's 11 a.m. on Mondays all throughout March. Okay. And there was 2 in February if you missed those. Okay. So no 7 p.m. calls on Tuesdays. We also our kids are starting sports, so it gets extra hairy. And then we are still doing Ruby calls on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Central. So just FYI on that. Okay. And then last but not least, we have, can you guys hear us? I feel like our connection is slow. We're still good. Okay. Last but not least, I decided to do is to kick off or re-kick off the Silver Stories, the Silver Series. And I have messaged other leaders that didn't do little training calls in February. And we're going to do another 10-day Silver Series starting tomorrow. I'm going to kick that off. And I'm really excited about it. So plug your people in, be chatting with whoever is excited about, you know, going silver this month or going silver again or going senior silver because we'll have training especially for them. It'll be live on one team every single day. It'll probably be different times, but that's okay. And then also throw them in that silver chat. So if you want to pop your very new people that are working on going silver into that chat, just so there's one little place if they want to ask specific questions, that'll be great. Okay. All right. That's just some of the the very ancillary, detailed things. So, okay, I'm going to turn it over to Justin real quick.
Yeah. Okay. So Megan mentioned Eric Worre is doing videos for Plexus. So one of the books she mentioned earlier, GoPro, was written by Eric Worre years ago. That was one of the first ones we probably ever read, about a decade ago. And he's partnered with Plexus to help train the field. We've hired him. He's probably sometime last year. I don't remember, last fall, I think. And so take advantage of those calls that he's on, especially because he is an industry expert. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of people in network marketing that are coaches or influencers or whatever that, within the network marketing industry, but he's one of the legit experts. And so he has built big businesses. He has succeeded in network marketing on his own. And now he trains. He loves network marketing. He loves the industry, and he loves the people in network marketing. And I think he really wants to help them. So anyway, that's who Eric Worre is. So that's a little plug for him. I don't get paid any extra to say that. I've talked to him, but he has no idea even who I am. But he is a great person to learn from. So I wanted to just put a plug in for that. One thing I also want to get on everybody's brain is the convention is coming up. And another way of like personal growth and learning, I can't think of anything better than convention. That's coming up in June. And it's going to be in Columbus, Ohio. This is the second time we've done it in Columbus, Ohio. We did it, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago or something like that. I would highly recommend trying to put that on the calendar. If you want to succeed in network marketing, the events are extremely powerful. We've said that forever. Every network marketing book that will tell you, go to events. That's where belief is born, all of the different things. And it's true. And so I have my own daughter is going to be going with us this year. She turns 18 in August, and she'll be joining Plexus to build a business in her generation. And so it's exciting. And she'll be in June, she'll be at convention, listening to all the speakers and probably dancing with Amy on the dance floor. Yeah. It'd be my guess.
No, there's no soccer this time.
Though. Yeah, we can play soccer. And so, so I want to just throw that out there.
Soccer over dancing any day.
Yeah. And so, anyway, I just totally lost my train of thought thinking of our professional soccer game we had on the beach in Mexico last week. But yeah, just put that on your calendar. If you want to grow, if you want to succeed, I mean, convention is a great place to be. And so it'll build belief. I think there's a lot of good things going on. I think that where Plexus is right now and where our team is, I just do think there's a lot of excitement. I do think there is, if momentum hasn't happened, I do think it's well on its way, and all the makings of momentum are happening. And so we just make momentum happen. You can't wait for it. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing right now. And one thing that I've learned, we've been at this a long time. And so it's one of the things I've learned, and I've learned a lot because I've done most things in this industry wrong. That's how I learn. And so, but one of the things, if you want to be successful in this, in network marketing, it really starts with mindset and with your personal growth. What you're feeding your mind with, what you're listening to, the words you're speaking, all those things make a difference. And one thing I wrote down just for my own notes, I'm reading a book by Dietrich Bonhoeffer right now called The Cost of Discipleship. It's an incredible book. But one of the notes I wrote down is this: we don't usually want massive success in network marketing. We want as much success with as little cost to us as possible. Ooh.
Say that again.
Yeah. Okay. So we say we want massive success in network marketing, but we really want success with as little cost to us as possible. And so it's really interesting when it comes to, and I've worked all the different jobs and all the different things, and we have seen, when it comes to network marketing, we seem to want success at the cheapest price. Yet we will we will sacrifice anything for other jobs or other opportunities or other, even like a side hustle or something like that. But when it comes to network marketing, it's like, well, I'm not going to do that much. Well, and we're not paid by the hour necessarily. It's kind of it is set up different. But if we really want to be successful in network marketing, it is going to cost us something. If we're going to be successful in anything in life, it's going to cost us something. I'm not saying we need to sacrifice ourselves on the altar of network marketing. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is it's probably going to cost something. And that's okay. The greatest things cost. And so again, if we want to do more, see more, accomplish more, reach more people, it's probably going to cost us something. And that's okay. That's okay. And so those are some notes that I have been thinking through myself. But the cool thing is, this is another note. This is the encouraging part of that is that success in network marketing comes at a cost, but the opportunity of network marketing has more potential than any other industry. Like this opportunity literally has no cap. I don't think that's not like a generational thing, like a cool thing. I just said no cap. Like I've heard some kids say that. I don't even know what it means, but the point is, like, as far as income goes or whatever, there literally is no limit to what network marketing can do for us, for you, for our family, for the next generation. And that's the cool thing is, we've all been at this long enough that the next generation is like coming up. And so it's really pretty incredible if you think about this in a multi-generational business aspect. It's just pretty awesome. So my encouragement is for you is to succeed at this great opportunity that we have. It's just incredible. I'm humbled to be a part of it all, and count the cost and run to win.
Yes. Okay. So my questions, I'm going to share with you guys. This is what I posed during our poolside chat at Leaders Retreat. Okay. It is number 1. What do you want to create in 2026? I hope you guys brought pencils or pens and or taking notes. Okay. Because what you take from this call and actually put into action is what matters. And also getting clarity about what you want to create. This is like our goal setting kickoff call, right? So it's going to include some encouragement, some little nudges and questions to get your brain thinking about what you want to create, because you are your own boss. You are an entrepreneur. You're the CEO of your Plexus business. And we can give you ideas and tips and things, but like it's up to you to take the ball and run with it, right? So what do you want to create in 2026? And maybe if you want to narrow it down, what do you want to create in March to make it like a little smaller chunk of a goal? All right. And then number 2, and this is actually prompted from the Trisha Rieger call of her 15 things that are working, which I loved. And I'm still working through those action steps. But number 2 is, what are your daily non-negotiables? And I've been asking a bunch of people those questions over the past week and a half. What are your daily non-negotiables? Okay. And then number 3 is a bonus question, because Jessica Heffley asked me this when she totally put a plug in for rereading that 10X is easier than 2X book. Okay. So I want you to think about what was your income or what was your monthly pay in January? And I want you to add a 0 to it. So you're going to 10X it. So you go from whatever your January pay was to, oh my word, add a 0. What are your top actions going to be to create that? Probably starts with an L and ends with an S. And that's exactly what Justin was encouraging our daughter with when they were talking about her joining Plexus, is like, hey, look for leaders. When you're on your sports teams, when you're traveling, when you are, look for the leaders, look for the go-getters, look for the self-motivated, driven people, because those are the people that, 1, you want to connect with on social media now, and 2, those are the types of people that you want on your Plexus team when it comes time to join it. Okay. My top takeaway from Leaders Retreat, which if there's some of you on here that aren't planning to speak on this call, I want you to type in the chat what your top takeaway or takeaways were from Leaders Retreat. So scuffle through your notes and look. But the top takeaway I had was something that Lita said. It was just a one-liner. This is the one thing that I am taking away and was so convicted by, and it's this: stop trying to be an influencer and be a network marketer. That's what spoke to me, because I have been posting strong. I am a strong poster. I show up on social media every single day and post. Okay. And I have pretty dang good posts. Okay. If I'm going to be my biased self. Okay. I get a lot of interaction, and I'm very intentional in wanting to create content that's interesting and adding value to people. But I'm conversation weak. And how do I know that? Because my recruitment has massively tanked in the past year. It wasn't so hot. Okay. And so baseline minimum, if you're working this business, you should be adding minimum of 3 level 1s per month. If you're not hitting that threshold, then your business probably isn't growing. Okay. It all goes back to the power of 3. And so that was my convicting sentence that I took away from Alita. Stop trying to be an influencer and be a network marketer. Okay. All right. And last but not least, before I kick this over to Melody, is we have an accountability chat for if you're working on gold, so silver, senior silver, or gold, or if you're working on senior, gold, ruby, or above. And that's the Ruby accountability chat. We're going to bring back the KPI sheets. So it's page 7 in that Rank Up Strategy workbook. It's in the files on Momentum Makers. If you haven't gotten a voice clip from me and a little message, if you're a level 1 of mine, you will be, because we're going to get just down and consistent with our daily activities, because that will bring so much clarity. And if you have the accountability piece added into it, it's gonna be awesome. So, all right, Melody, why don't you take it away with the incentives for March, in case some of you didn't catch it yet. Hello.
Hey. Okay, everybody, if you're new here, I have to let you on in a little secret. Plexus is super generous every single month. And this month is no different. So I'm just going to go through really quick. There's quite a bit, so I'll be fast. But first of all, if you add 3 new VIPs with 100 PV or more, they're giving you a vibration plate. If you add another 3, totaling 6, they're giving you an aura ring. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So anyway, feel free to correct me. I am getting me one of those. I'm so excited. Anyway. Okay, they are also offering your new VIPs, again, 100 PV threshold, so don't forget, 10% off. So whenever you sign someone this month, they are getting that 10% off, okay? Next, let's talk about the loyalty rewards. So this is amazing. This is like the Plexus Perks. If you've been wondering, what is that going to look like? Well, Plexus has announced it, and it is amazing. So this month, you're going to want to have your 100 PV or more subscription turned on, and this makes you eligible. So the first month that it's on for you is like when you get put in the system, so to speak, if that makes sense. Okay, and then the next month, so this will be in April, the next month, because it starts this month. In April, you're going to get a free gift, and they didn't really spell out exactly what that was, so we'll find out, but I'm excited. Month 3 is a free product. Again, I don't know more than that, but that's exciting. Okay, month 6, month 9, and month 12 are the same. They are giving you a free product with each of those benchmark months, as long as your 100 PV subscription stays on. So exciting. This is great for our customers. This is great for consistency. This is not just a, yay, we're getting our customers to have subscriptions. This is actually a huge benefit to them, because what happens when you run out of ProBio 5 and forget you need to order it? And then you finally remember to order it, and then you have to wait a while for it to ship. It's just no good. No good, you guys. Another fun thing they're doing is celebrating birthday month. So can anyone clarify for me, is this the birthday month of Plexus? When I was reading through the help article, it kind of sounded like that. So we'll all have to figure out that little mystery. But I thought it was for when you have a birthday. But no, all month this month, when you place 100 PV or more order, no. I'm so sorry. No minimum. It said no minimum on the order. So any order with Plexus this month, they're going to give you a little card in it. It's going to have a discount code for you to go and use on a discretionary order. So this is a manual non-subscription order. Hopefully that makes sense what I said. What a blessing. And we can use those through April. And it did say, because I was reading the Help Center article, it did say if you order multiple times this month, you're going to get a card in each order. So, hey, awesome. Okay, next day pay is still happening with the BBBs. So again, 100 PV is always the threshold. But when you sign someone new, they have 100 PV on their order. Next day, next business day, you are getting your BBB. Okay. There's also a win back offer going on. I didn't realize that, you guys. This is super exciting. This is specifically for customers that you signed up last year, but they have not ordered in January or February. And they will send you an email telling you which of your team has been sent this discount code. So very cool. Two more things. One is Icon. You guys, I'm not an Icon yet. It is time to make that happen. I don't know who's with me on that, but if I go Icon this month, I'm going to get an additional $1,500 as a fun bonus. I can't believe they're doing this. If I go Icon in April, it's going to be an additional $1,000. So, wow. I was already excited to go Icon, but now I'm like super excited. And then the last thing is if you had a subscription run in February, you will have a $10 product credit in your account. It's going to show up this week. So be sure to look for that. Okay, I'll pass it on. Super excited.
Okay. So the month two freebie or whatever for VIP customers with a subscription on is like a sample pack, like of samples of the drinks. So we had talked about this on the advisor board call, and I was like, oh, maybe they didn't announce it exactly what it was, but I found it on the team page. So FYI. So that's fun. Also, Icon, I just want to say, if you're planning to grow your income, you have got to earn Icon. Icon is 2 senior silvers that you develop on your team and 10 level 1s. Okay. And there's huge bonuses. So if there was people that did it in February, and that earned a $2,000 bonus by doing that on top of all the other ways they get paid. Okay. So this is in addition to compensation plan. But the two things that we're saying is if you want to grow an income, earn Icon, because it's a very sustainable way to launch your business, right? Or relaunch or just build on top of what you're building. And 2, earn Silver Stars trip. Okay, we got to get more people earning the Silver Stars trip, which basically means that you're developing silvers on your team. So really go for earning Icon and Silver Stars. Okay, we're going to kick it over to Lisa Winters to share some of her top Leaders Retreat takeaways. I know there was a few people that earned but couldn't come, so they're really excited to hear. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hey, this is my daughter, Olivia.
Hello.
It just went Fast Start Silver under Wendy, under Amy. She used to be with us 7 years ago and she's back. So big plans. We're super excited. But anyways, super excited. I'm so thankful for Leaders Retreat. Every time we come back from an event, I'm amazed at that God opened up this opportunity for us. We are just so blessed, you guys, to be in this company, in this business. So a couple of takeaways from the training. We've all heard the phrase that we need to fall in love with the process. Okay. This is a little bit different. And this one is success is a tolerance of repetition. And I really, really liked that, because maybe you're thinking, or maybe you have thought before, I can't fall in love with the process, right? I felt that at times. What's wrong with me? I don't love the process. Well, if you don't love the process always, we need to know that we have to be able to have a tolerance for repetition, because that is what this business is. So that was encouraging to me. Like, we can do that. We can have repetition. Another thing is always be in conversations, and that our energy is contagious. And a great place to start is with our customer base. And so I did that this week, you guys. I went back and talked to a girl. I left a voice message, energetic voice message, with one of my customers that I signed on in October. And you know what the voice message was? Yes, I was checking to see how she was doing with her Restore and her Slim, and telling her all about the new way to take it. But I asked her to join me. And I didn't just say, hey, do you have some friends? No, I said this. Hey, we have so much in common. She's a pastor's wife. We're around the same age, and I just like her. And so for that reason alone, I was like, this will be fun. Do this with me. Let's run together. And you know what she said? She responded back. Because, okay, I was ready to have her say, no. How many times do we, reach out to somebody and we're thinking it's going to be no? She responded by saying she was honored that I would ask her and she's interested. So I'm telling you, I'm just encouraged. Number one, get in-person events, whether it's a big one that Plexus does, go to convention. It's non-negotiable. We've got to get in face to face with each other, being encouraged, and then put into action that our energy is contagious. It is getting in lots of conversations, and go to your customer base and start being okay with repetition. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Okay, sorry, get my unmute button to work. You guys hear me okay? It's going back and forth. Okay. All right, so good. Oh my goodness. All right, Lisa Goodwin, you're up.
All right. I think that, gosh, mine is more like epiphanies versus like, I didn't take a lot of notes. Like, I don't know if I did, I don't know what happened to them. But I love the fact that we can just be in that space, and it might be in the arena, or it might be beside the pool, or it might be on the plane, like for real. Like, I sat down on the return trip and I thought, oh, this is going to be horrid. And it turned out to be some of the best little nuggets that I got all weekend, because here's what I had. Power of 3 was very powerful for me. Not so much that I haven't been doing that. Like, I haven't been doing it like I was. And I needed to hear a few of those things. And I needed to see that on the big screen, how that spreads out. Like, I just think it's so important. If y'all are on here and you don't know what I'm talking about, it's out there clearly. Like, I think it comes in our like starter pack. Like, it's there, but I think it should be on the wall every day to look at, because that was a really powerful moment. That new booklet, just to look at that, because I'm very visual. So when I see, and I'm very numbers oriented. So if you're not, you need to get that way, because when you look at that spread out, it just seems so much easier. Then I don't get overwhelmed by that. It actually gives me super big clarity. So I think that was a lot of it. Being messy is okay. It's okay if it's messy. I think we get hung up on this perfect world idea, and like, that's just so wrong. I mean, I think that people are attracted to real people. Um, I'm sure that you've heard somebody on these calls, or you heard something over the weekend, or you watched something today, and when they're just real and authentic. And I kept hearing this from the beginning that I got there till the end on the plane, that we have to continue to rebuild. And it happens. I've always been taught, people can let you down, but numbers don't lie. They don't lie. They really don't. And so I just had that reiterated to me over the weekend, and not in that verbiage, maybe, but the fact that how many people I've met, like they're emeralds or whatever, or, on the plane, I was sitting by a sapphire, and she doesn't even live that far from me, and I didn't even know her. And she's like, my emerald legs. One is not willing to really go forward, and one is determined to rebuild, because that's what we have to do, and I just felt like, whether you're silver and somebody's fallen off, or you're a senior silver, or you're a gold, or you're a ruby, whatever it is, it's okay. It's okay when it gets messy, and it's okay. But we need to be looking for leaders. We need to look for different people that maybe than what we started with. Sometimes we just fall into this position a little bit because it's enthusiasm and it's excitement. I felt like, gosh, I got to get back to that. And I got to stop prejudging too. I felt like that was something that I heard. It's so easy. And when I say prejudging, not like, oh, they wouldn't be good. No, like just the opposite, really. Like they wouldn't want to. They just wouldn't want to, because maybe I'm not enough. And that's not true. And so those were really big nuggets for me, that I came back with, and that were one day 1 week, 1 month from it all changing, like turning it around, as long as we keep doing the work. Like, I just know that I have to keep doing the work. And that is a daily thing. That's not like once a week. That's every single day, every hour, every other hour, whatever it is, like those blocks of time. So that's really what I took away. Just a lot of gratitude though, too, just to like, wow, and you're just kind of in awe of like how spoiled we are and how amazing it is, how they value us so much, how Plexus values us. I love that. I love that. So I think that's it.
So good. All right, Brandy, you're up.
Sorry, I kept magnifying my face instead of getting the mute button. Hey, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep. Now
Okay.
we can.
All right. So I feel like it's unfair because Lisa and I already talked today. And so like she already said everything I was going to say. I'm kidding, kind of. Look at her laughing. She knew that too. She knew she was going first, Lisa. Okay, so anyway, I am deathly allergic to my cats right now, so I'm not crying. I'm a happy person, but my eyes look like I'm sad, and I'm like, ugh. Okay, so first of all, I am happy. All right, I am just going to give you some of the quotes that we heard because we had lots of mic drops, okay? Lots. Justin thought... I'm fine, Justin. Okay. I don't cry. I'm like so not a crier. Okay, just kidding. I think you've all seen me cry. So people aren't ordering because they need inspired. A little bit of inspiration got them there. They ordered because they were inspired by us, and then at some point in time they became uninspired. I wish I remember who said that, but that was one. The second one came directly from the mouth of our wonderful Tarl. His was, what is your sweeping declaration? What is it? Community, we should never take it for granted. That was either Tarl or Alec. They were together, and like when you're trying to take notes, it's hard to like remember who said what. Okay, I loved this one. All right, this one came from Libby. I think her last name is Mefram. That girl, I love watching. Like, she was so much fun. And this is not even an inspirational quote. It's just one of those, like, I want to live like that. Her quote that she said, she had quit, quick little backstory. She had quit Plexus to do some other things, like influencer stuff, and then came back to Plexus and like went clear to Senior Ruby, right? And she kept saying, she said, I live in a world of delusion and I serve a big God. And I was like, I want to live like that girl. Like, I want to live in this world of delusion where I do serve a big God, I loved that. Another one, this is from Alec, and I think it's from Alec. In my notes, it says it is. But I've read this multiple times. It says, or this person said, honor who you've had to become to do this growth. I wish I could remember if that was truly from Alec. That's who I wrote had said it. And then something else that Alec said was that leadership doesn't start with the title, it starts with behavior. And I thought, okay, I have said this before. She's not even on the call tonight, but Angie Ambrosetti, I thought when I started Plexus, like 2.5 years ago, I thought she was a diamond because she showed up and acted like a diamond in all of our calls and all of our stuff. Like, I just thought she was a diamond. Like, we should all be that. We should all show up already acting like the goal. Like, we need to act like the goal, right? So those were my big takeaways. At our poolside meetup, I did talk a little bit more about, and I'm going to try to make this so fast because we've got other people to share, but we talked about community and not taking it for granted. And like, just the fact that we can see each other on these Zooms. And then if you've not been to a Plexus event yet, okay, if you've not been to one of our big corporate events or even one at Justin and Meg's, I will tell you, the first time I met some of you guys was at Leaders Retreat 3 years ago. This is my third one. Okay, so three leaders retreats back, I showed up to Punta Cana, my husband and I, and this community like swarmed me, which by the way, when you're fresh meat, they all know who you are and you're not going to remember who they are, but everybody could not wait to meet me. And that, you have no idea how special that makes you feel, you know? And so like to be able to give back and to meet some of you guys who earned it for the first time. And it's just, this community is wonderful. And these like leaders retreats, okay, one other thing, and then I'm going to pass it on. If you go to convention, like Justin said, and you should, as soon as they announce where we're going, all right, because they're going to announce it at convention. Another big reason why to go, because you're going to be the first one to know. As soon as they announce it, guess what? That contest opens up and you're going to start working for it. You're going to decide that day, you're going to be like, I'm going to go to wherever they're sending us, right? I'm going to go there and I'm going to start working for it today, because be one of the first ones to earn it. Do not wait until December and be like, oh, I really want to earn this trip. You know, like earn it in the first, they release it in June, right? Is it June or do they? Yeah, because we get retention credits usually from that month. So as soon as they release it, you're going to decide that you're going and you're going to go for it. So that's all I have to say. Go to Leaders Retreat. It is life-giving. It's what totally sold me. My first Leaders Retreat sold me on this business, because when you are shaking hands with your president and the owners and they're treating you like something special, you can't wait to share that with other people and have them feel that way too. Also, congratulations to everyone who walked the stage, because that is such a fun feeling.
So fun. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that was a quick little snippet. I'm sure we'll chat more on other calls about takeaways and things, but I wanted to pass it over to Amy, because she's going to talk and interview Wendy and Olivia, new Faster Silvers, about what in the world they did and their stories.
Okay, so first, I just wanted to share one little tiny takeaway, because it ties in with these girls. One of the quotes that they said in our training session was that we have to learn to build our resilience muscle, kind of along the line of the success is the tolerance of repetition, right? But the resilience piece is, I follow someone on Instagram, and he just did a whole slideshow today, and it was something along the lines of, he was kind of being a little sarcastic, but like, can you handle a no? It's like my shirt that I have, but did you die, right? Like, can you handle a no? Because if you can't, you're going to have to learn to build that resilience muscle. And that's okay. But it's also why it's so important to have community and to do this. I don't think we can do this business in a vacuum. Like, we can, but it's hard. It's just like that phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. I love that there's so many mamas in my kids' lives. That's how I feel with this Plexus business. And so just to show you even how Wendy and Olivia came to be, Lisa and I have been running together side by side for 10 years. And before Wendy and Liv ever became best friends, I grew up with Wendy. She's part of my childhood, part of many of my childhood memories. And for years, right around the time I started Plexus, she started It Works. I think it was right around the same time. And so we kind of followed each other. We encouraged each other. We loved each other. And I remember thinking, shoot, I wish I'd gotten her on my team, because she was so out there and so bold and so in love with people and in love with the Lord. And so what I always say, or I shouldn't say what I always say, what I've said in these past few years when I reach out to people is I say, I'm wanting to grow my business. I'm wanting to surround myself with women whose hearts beat the same as mine, with women who have a heart for people, who love well, who want to help support their families, and who just are quality women who are better than me and who will make me better. And so I've said this to her. Wendy, I want you to share your story a little bit too, just how you know this business, these things, but just to share a little bit about the community piece and how we don't do this in a vacuum, right? For years, I wanted her on my team. And then she went to Honduras to be a missionary, and she stopped doing It Works. And so I was like, maybe I have a chance. And so I've talked to her about the business off and on for quite a few years. And she did join me for products has it been a couple years, Wendy? You were a kind of a customer-ish here and there. And she said to me, she's like, I believe in network marketing. I got a little burnt out with It Works, but maybe. Well, enter her and Olivia becoming besties, enter Lisa becoming part of her life. And so whenever Lisa sees her, Lisa's breathing life into this, right? Lisa's saying, hey, you could come work with one of the greatest teams. One time Lisa had like a hot pink plexus hat, and Wendy's like, I want it. Lisa's like, hey, you join me underneath Amy, I'll give you the hat. So just little droplets of whatever. Do you know what I mean? And so again, another community piece. While we were in Cancun, Lisa's like, I have a surprise. She had Angie clear Wendy out from my back office so that she could rejoin actually, she never signed anybody up, so she could still be fast start. She's like, yeah, but she can count as a new customer for you. So anyway, the whole time we're in Mexico, she and Wendy are talking about, Wendy's ready to run. Wendy's ready to join. She's going to bring Olivia. And I'm like, put me in these conversations with her. Hello. She's like, no, I want you just to enjoy your family. I'm like, I'm still working. Put me in these conversations with her. But anyway, all that to say, like, we do this a lot of this time as a team, right? Like we sprinkle encouragement, we sprinkle inspiration, we sprinkle peer pressure. Sometimes it takes more than one or two people. And Liv, like Lisa said, did this 7 years ago, but she's doing it again. So I don't really have necessarily a way to interview you two girls, but Wendy, I want you to share kind of your heart for this business and what you did, where you came from, what you're about to do now. And then Liv, I think it would be good for you to share, why are you doing it again and what's different this time and how is it different now? This time you have a bestie and you didn't last time. So take it away.
Did you want me to start or did you want Olivia?
Yeah, I want you to start.
Okay. Well, hi, my name's Wendy Rose, and I don't know why I'm very emotional. I'm very easily get emotional, and I have 7 children, and I always joke that I'm really not pregnant again, I promise. I guess I get emotional because I guess that's all I have to say. Liv, go ahead. No. You have to have a big why. Okay, so I am super tired. I taught kids all day, so I really don't cry all the time. But I do get passionate about people. And one of the things that I learned early on in any network marketing business is that you have to have a big why. When you have a big why, nothing really can stand in the way. And I think Justin said early on, the positive mindset is really big in reading. I learned also leaders are readers. And if you aren't pouring into your mindset positive and staying around positive people and building each other up, then it's really hard to really grow personally. And that's really important because this world has a lot of negativity. So positive mindset's really huge in community, definitely speaking into each other. I know that's one of the things that Olivia and I have really helped each other out, just even in our friendship. We've had a lot of, just a lot of obstacles that we were able to overcome together. And I think when Plexus kind of came to our mind, I know for me, I was like, why can't we do this? Like, why can't we do this together? We've overcome a lot of things just in the short time. Like, I think we've only really known each other for, let me think a minute, like a little over a year, maybe. I don't even know, but just the passion, you get passionate about something and you have a big why. I guess Amy was always really, she always made me chuckle because first of all, she's really funny. And secondly, she's just very passionate about what she does. And I always thought, man, as much as she wanted me on her team, I wanted her on my team. So this is really fun because I knew we'd have a lot of fun together. In fact, I think we Zoomed together at one point and we really picked each other's brains about network marketing when I was in another business and she was in Plexus. And it was just really cool to hear her heart and her passion. And I think it is. I don't know where I was going with everything, but I think the biggest thing that I will always remember is the positive mental attitude and also just making sure your why is big so that when you do come across fears or obstacles, you keep it in front of you, keeping it in front of you up on a wall. What is your why? Why are you doing this? I think for me, it always comes down to my family. My big why is just, having the option if my husband wanted to come home and be he was a full-time nanny at one time, and that was really cool. But we were able to, raise our kids pretty much together, and it would be neat for him to have options and for our children to, just to have options of how we want to live our life. If anything were to happen, then do we have other streams of income? So yeah, this is definitely another vehicle. I'm really excited about it. I appreciate all of you on here, and I love this community. I've already experienced Megan. Just hearing you on the voicemail, I was like, wow, I feel like we know each other. So it's kind of cool to hear your voice and excitement and passion. I do have a big passion for people. I think my heart is always, looking at business as ministry. You don't know how many people out there just need, even if it's not the business, they need a touch and a hello and just kind words. And so, yeah, I don't know if you wanted me to share anything else specifically. I could go on rants because that's just how I am. But I think that's all I got, Amy.
I love it. That's so good. So you guys have met, you guys got a 3-minute of Wendy window. And so that's who's been in my life since my childhood. And so that's why I wanted her right there, that window of just who she is. She's quality. And Megan, you always talk about find people, like go after people who are better than you, like go after people who intimidate you. I wouldn't say Wendy intimidates me, but she's better. And she loves the Lord well, and she loves people well. And so I would say in all of my 10 years of Plexus, she is not that this is any pressure to you, Wendy, a little bit, but not really. She is my ultimate dream teamer who I've wanted on my team from day one. And so even just to have her as a friend on my team, even if you said, I'm really just super happy to stay at Silver, which I know you won't, but I mean, the quality, she's upped the quality of who we are as a team now exponentially, which is beautiful to me. And so, and also her and Liv remind me a lot of Lisa and I, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we could get in so much trouble together, be so much fun. And so Liv, maybe you just share what's on your heart, but what I was thinking would be good for you to share would be like how it is different this time around from last time. I mean, you killed it all the way to gold last time when I was under you, which was so fun. But just, what's different this time and why are you doing it again?
So first of all, I will say, I can't lie. The number one reason I'm doing it this time is because I have major FOMO and I cannot miss out.
That's why I joined under Lisa. I was ticked that she was doing something.
I'm like, oh my gosh, they can all go and I'm the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a sanguine. Like, if you know her, right? I'm not, but there's this little bit of me that Wendy's pulled a lot out, actually. I have more than I ever thought I had. So that was the initial thought. I can't be left. I can't be the last one. But also it's funny because I had been thinking about it again for like the last 6 months. And I actually asked you that, didn't I? Yeah. A couple of times. You think I can do it? She's like, of course you can. But I'm like, I don't know. I was hoping that Wendy and I could do it together, but I wasn't going to put any pressure on her. She's not busy or anything. Because we're both, we're homeschooling and we both are in the school and they're all the time now. So that was the true reason. I didn't want to miss out, but at the same time, I was thinking about it again anyways for the financial benefit of it. I did a little post last week, and so I had lupus for years,
And so that was the initial, like when I did this 7 years ago, or actually it was beyond. How long was I in it for? Maybe 2 years. So it would have been more like 9 years ago. I was out 7 years ago. I had bad symptoms, and so that was the reason I started it. And it really helped a lot. Obviously, it's not a cure-all. It helped quite a bit, but I wanted to give the credit and glory to God, and I did on the post because I ended up getting healed in a church service. And so I actually never like publicly even said I had lupus to anyone for years because I didn't want to, my Pentecostal way speak it. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put that out there on Facebook last week, and it's part of the testimony. So I did, and I actually had people inbox me, I didn't know you had that. And one of the girls I just signed up she thinks she has it. And so I was able to talk to her, and that's how she signed up, actually, by that little post. So you're going to say something? So I'm here for the fun, and I'm here to make some cash.
She's competitive.
And I don't want to lose. So that's it.
It's good.
And of course, it's having a friend. Like I didn't have that before. I mean, Amy and my mom, but it's like you two were going, and I was the third wheel. They didn't mean for that to happen. However, they're like, oh yeah, invite Liv too. I'm like, come on now. So having someone to run with like that, I'm very excited.
So good.
Yep.
All right, love you, girls. Back to you, Justin and Meg.
All right, girls.
Awesome.
We are at time.
Awesome stuff.
I'm trying to move this to gallery view. There we go. Where is Madison? There's Madison. Okay. Do we want to keep going, or do we want to do another call or a live? What do you think, Madison? Can we wrap it up in the next 5 minutes, you think? 5-10 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if people would rather me not talk, I don't have to. I can wait till next time to do a live.
You know what I think? I think you should. You have to hop off?
No.
Okay. Well, let's just keep going. We'll wrap it up in the next 5-10 minutes. I know some people are wanting to jump on that other call that Plexus is doing. It's like a pep rally. Did you guys see that? A bunch of diamonds are hosting that, which I think will be really good. I'm planning to jump on, but we'll just roll for another 6-8 minutes. Does that sound good? Okay.
Yeah, I just got like some really quick like blurbs because if you know me, if you're on my team, we love a good end of month rush.
Yes, you're the queen of the end of month push.
I'm the queen of the end of month push. For some reason, every time someone ranks up on my team, it literally is always like comes out of nowhere, and then like the last day of the month, all of a sudden they jump like hundreds of points, and we're like, oh, okay, well we better push. So I just had a couple things. Megan had asked for a couple takeaways from Rising Leaders Retreat, and my favorite takeaway was from Alita, and she said, the work works. And that hit me hard because I am a queen of avoiding the work. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate working. I'm like, I love being comfortable. I love my little bubble. I love homeschooling my kids, like cozying up in my house, working out, doing all of those things. But when it comes to my Plexus work, I'm like, ooh, like I really don't want to do that. So I really have to like make myself do it. And when she said the work works, I was like, that is so true. When I work my butt off, my business thrives. And the same with my girls. When we're posting, when we're in conversation, when we're doing like all of the things, like it's explosive. And so that was a really big thing to me. And then number two was that this business is generational. That hit me really hard because I have a now 9-year-old who says, Mommy, when I grow up, I want to be a stay-at-home mom and work Plexus. And I'm like, okay. And so that's just like so special to me because I'm like, she's actually watching what I'm doing and saying, I want to do that too. So yeah, that's just really amazing. And that was pretty inspirational too. There's a lot of Plexus people whose children are growing up and have grown up in this business, and now they're doing the same thing. And so it's just really cool to think about that is an opportunity, and that our children, like we're showing our children the way, and they don't have to take the like, what's it called? Like the mainstream route, I guess, if you will. So that was all I had to say about that. Now, the end of month is huge for my team always. So I have just a few tips that I will throw in, and then I'll be done talking. But the first one is starting conversations at the beginning of the month, like talking to people, finding out where they're at, and then also like being in your stories a lot and talking about things that are currently going on from the beginning of the month, which I will say I need to work on myself. Okay. Okay. I need to take the advice I'm giving. So number two is end of month. I always tell my girls, and this was really hard when I went Emerald because we literally went from like 0 to 100 in no time at all. So when people started dropping off, because that does happen, we had no one to go back to because everyone came at one time. So now that we're an older, more mature team, I tell my girls that are going for a rank up or trying to hit like get back to rank or whatever to follow up with people who are eligible to restart, people that have fallen off, and maybe even offer them a little something to come back if Plexus doesn't have that like win back offer or an amazing offer going on. Because sometimes we don't. So a lot of times we do, but sometimes we don't. So I'm really big on that because I've had some big business builders come because I offered them a little something off. Like they would have never ordered if I wouldn't have been like, you know what, it's end of month and I want to like do this for you. And they said, okay, I'll join. And they became business builders. So a lot of people have things to say about that, but you know what? Like, if it brings in people that normally couldn't come, they're going to fall in love with the products, and then they might even become your biggest business builder. So there's that. Go through your messenger and search through everyone who you've talked to about Plexus. So like I'll just type in like, you know, one of the key words that I put in my messages about Plexus and then see what pops up and I can find people that way. Especially like older people that just like never signed up and then the conversation was just kind of like, you know. And then this one is the biggest one. And this was how I've operated my business since going Emerald. If I want to hit a rank or I'm trying to help someone else hit a rank, is mapping it out and finding out what your people's goals are. Because newsflash, we might be actually, I'm not a big recruiter. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm not a super high recruiter, but I can duplicate. And so I like to find out what my people's goals are because I know I can't hit this alone. Like I can't do this alone. And I mean, I guess I could, but like that would kind of stink. Anyways, so I always find out what they want because through finding out what their goals are, you can see, okay, you know, after all of their goals are said and done with, this is where I roughly will be at. So where am I like where do I have left to go? And so you'll kind of know like what you have to do personally if you find out their goals. So like say I have 3 people going for like 2 going for senior gold and 1 going for ruby or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's 1,000 points. Now I know myself I need to go for this to get to this point amount or this rank. So that's something really big we do on my team. And also the thing about that is that it shows that we care because as I have gone through this business, my why is very different than it was at the beginning. And now a huge part of my why is I want to see my girls come to, I would say guys, we don't have any guys on our name. Well, no, Michaela's husband, but I want to see everyone hit those jewel ranks and hit Emerald and earn the Emerald Extravaganza and earn the car and earn all of the things. Like, it's really not fun to do it yourself. Like, I love going to Emerald Extravaganza, but like this year, I want to take girls with me. Like, I want them to go too. And so yeah, that's a huge part of our end of month. But the mapping, I prefer to do at the beginning of the month to see where everybody's at. So then you can set your goal. But that's all I have. And also, I just want to shout out because Maylee re-ranked Ruby, which was huge and which is so funny because like it was another one of those things like we didn't see it coming. Then all of a sudden it was like, bam, it's here. And we're like, oh, okay. That happened when she hit Ruby the first time. She was like not even on my radar to go Ruby. I look at the points at the end of the month and I'm like, Maylee, you're gonna go Ruby. And so that's kind of how we roll on our team Perfectly Imperfect. But anyways, yes, and then Katie had her highest point, who's Maylee's level 1, had her highest points of all time, and she was literally on the heels of Ruby. She was almost there. She hit about 450 points, which is insane because she's been close to 400 before, but she had never broke 400. So that was a huge deal. And this month, I know she's going to go Ruby, maybe even a double rank month. Okay. So that's what we're cheering on. And then Maylee is going for Senior Ruby too. So sorry, guys, I just put you on the spot, but it's happening. So over to you, Meg.
My computer is so slow. I'm ready to move back to Apple computer. This is annoying. Okay. Anyways, so good. Okay. I do want to have Katie and Maylee still share. So they said it's super blitzy fast, but I want to honor what they prepared. But no judgment if you have to jump off. You can catch. This will be for the recording too. So if you have to jump off, totally fine. All right. Who wants to go first? Let's see. Maylee, how about you?
Okay, I'm just gonna say get a leader like Madison because she wouldn't let me quit no matter how badly I wanted to because I had no plans of working on Saturday. I've been gone in Cancun for a week. We had just moved into our house. I needed to unbox this house. And I wake up to like Katie's in the running for silver stars. So like I hit the ground running for like, thinking of who we can get silver for Katie. The next thing you know, she's like, Maylee, your points are at whatever, 420. Like you've got to re-rank Ruby. And I'm like, that was not my cards for the day. Like I need to be doing laundry and stuff. And so we just hit the ground running. But I just like my main thing that I took away from Rising Leaders Retreat, Madison just said, is work works because I'm not a working gal. Like I will find anything around my house to distract me and keep me from my business. So that's what I'm stopping doing. And I'm going to put this business back in the front and not on the back burner like I have in the past year. Because I haven't ranked Ruby since March. So it's been a year since I re-ranked Ruby. So yeah, that was huge. But also like another thing is the fortune is definitely in the follow-up. I reheard that at Rising Leaders Retreat, and a girl that I signed up on at 11 o'clock, I have been talking to for 8 months. I have messaged her. I can't tell you how many times, like the end of the month, message. She didn't just sign up. She signed up and she signed up her husband. So like they're doing it together. They're ready to go. And then another girl that I haven't talked to in months joined at 11:55. Like, okay, I see you're only 2 orders away. Like, I want to be your last one. Let's do it. And so she's like, please let me be like, did we do it? Did you hit the goal? Like, I want to help you hit the goal. Am I your last one? Like, so people like are watching, and those countdowns are like, super important. But yeah, definitely follow up with your people and get that list and keep it like Megan and I talked at the pool meeting, after the pool meeting, like where you're talking to people, it needs to be wrote down because I was so good at that in the beginning and I lost that. So I really wish I had all these people's name wrote down whenever I was messaging 1,000 people, because instead of having to scroll through messages, it would have been nice to just have their name right there. So that's in the notes I'm getting back to. All right, Katie, hit it.
Okay, sorry. All right. So at first, I was the closest to Ruby I've ever been. I feel like this has been like me trying to get there. I ended at 441 and my highest points before that was 442. So I couldn't help but think about, I think it was Libby that said she had wanted to hit a rank and it didn't. What mattered more than you not hitting the rank was how you acted afterwards. Like, because I was bummed. I was pissed, just to be honest with y'all. Like, I was like 13 and a half orders away, and I'm hard on myself anyway. So that wasn't something that really resonated with me at Leaders Retreat, but since coming home, it was one of those things where you need to hear it, but you just don't want to think that's going to be you. So that, and then let's see, let me go to my notes. Really quick points was just, I liked Be the Girl That Goes For It. I've always I've kind of, all of us kind of care what people think about us, but once Plexus became like so special to me and my why grew 50 times as big as it was, I'm like, I told Megan, I told Jessica, I told Angie and my team, I'm like, I've never been more ready than I am now. And so just like when you feel like a tug, just like listen to it. And what really hit me too is when I think it was Alita. I don't know if it was her or not, but she said, one of them said, whose story will you be a part of? Like, who will be up here thanking you? And that just really hit me because my health was horrible. Like the money has been great and the money is a big part of my why now, but like ultimately my health was terrible and I could not have been the mom I am now had I not began Plexus. So that was just a real special comment to me. And I really loved someone else talked about the circles. And I feel like we've done this before, but someone said, how many contacts do you have in your phone? And I have a ton. And I have definitely been, especially when I've been trying to go Ruby, I'm like, I've talked to everyone I know to talk to, you know, like, I don't know what else to do. But they said, like, look at the people in your contacts and think, like, I used to cheer. And so when I see a cheerleader, then that can lead me to think into other girls I cheered with, you know, find them on Facebook and just interact with them first. And then, you know, make conversations. And then like my kids' ball teams and at work, you know, like work, church, we have more circles than we think we do. So that was something I'm going to start practicing, going through my contacts and filling those circles. And then the end of month thing is, they touched on it, really start at the beginning of the month. Like when this happened with my dad, you know, my world turned upside down and stuff. But like once he was like, well, I was like, I knew I had to do this. And more so was like my why. I want to be able to help my parents out. Like my dad has worked his entire life to have a beautiful home and a pool for us to play in and everything. And he can't work now. And so like, I want to be able to provide that gap, you know, if I can, Lord willing. But, my thing was don't take breaks. Like I know end of month is so freaking stressful and you want to take like a week off because the end of the month stressed you out so bad, but like don't take that week off. And I'm preaching to myself too, but that's one thing that I'm really like driving to do is like there is no off days. And work works, you know, all the things. So that is my takeaways.
All right. I love it. Sorry, our internet's slow. I hope you guys can hear okay. Super slow. All right. That is a wrap. Mic drop. So many good takeaways. I hope you guys are all taking notes. We're going to jump off. Thank you guys for being on. Looking forward to an exceptional March. And if you want to jump on that next call, I'm going to put it in the chats for you guys. Otherwise, you can catch the call tomorrow. All right. See you guys.